Hello guys, it's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. So in this tutorial, we are going to perform CRUD operations on Azure Blob storage with the help of SpringBoot. Even if you don't know about Azure Blob storage, it's completely fine. I'll teach you how to use it, what is the purpose of it, what kind of items we can store it, and this is going to be a really good learning experience for you guys. So I hope you guys watch it till the end, as it is slightly a bigger video. Okay, so as I said, we are going to use Azure Blob storage, right? So you can create an account in Azure platform, and you can subscribe to the services and get those items. Or else what you can do is, with the help of the Docker desktop, you can spin up the Azurite emulator. Okay, you can spin up the Azurite emulator, which is sponsored by Microsoft. This is the one, guys, which you can use it locally, which is nothing but your local Azure Blob storage. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything else. I'm going to put entire code here, and I'll put all the links and in the description section. Okay, so first thing is, you need to have a Docker desktop, which you can, if you have it, that's really good, or you can directly download it from here, which is again a completely open source, free sort of a tool. And once you have that, there's a one more thing you need to do. Once you spin up the application, this Azurite, in order to view the storage, you need to have another application, which is nothing but the storage emulator here, which is this one. From here you can directly install this, which I have already installed. Okay, this one, in order to view your blob storage items. So for this as well, I have kept the link here. Okay, and next is the Docker image, which is this. Let's try to spin up the application directly from here, with the help of this image. Okay, so ensure your Docker desktop is up and running, then use command prompt, run this guy, and for the first time it will try to download that image, and it will try to set up. Now you could see it is setting up. You could see here it came properly, right? Let's go to the logs directly. Now you could see it is up and running at this particular environment. So let's use our emulator here. Let's wait for it to load up. Then I will teach you about this, what is the emulator is doing, what is storage will do, all these things. So it is starting the emulator here, Azurite thing. So basically, in the meantime, let me explain about this. So basically, the Azure storage is nothing but Azure Blob storage is nothing but blob is nothing but a bigger item, right? So you can store anything in the blob storage. You can store images, you can store movies, you can store your request response text files, anything. Okay, all you need to do is, you need to have an account. Inside that, you need to have a one container, and from that container you can store all of this. Okay, so I will show you that. So this is how it will look like, storage emulator, right? So here, go to the emulator here. Now you can see it is started. So this is nothing but blob container. As of now, I don't have anything, right? So just right click and create a blob container. This you can do it with the programming as well, that also I will teach you. So first, let's create manually. This is a text container. Here you can upload files, folders, anything of your choice. Okay, so I'll simply try to show you one, how we can upload things. That's it. It will be uploaded here. My suggestion is like inside this, try to create a folder. Inside that folder, you upload a file. Okay, this is simply just demo purpose. I have shown you, but if you do that right, it would be a really good. Okay, so let's. I hope you guys now understand what is this, what is a blob storage all about, right? All it needs to have is a one container. Inside that, you can store anything of your choice. Okay, so let me delete this because I would like to do it programmatically. So yeah, let me delete this. No issue. Now let's come to the actual part, that is our, with the help of spring boot, what we can do. Okay, so in order to work with Azure Blob storage, you need to have that library, right? So this is a library that I am talking about. This is a POM dependency that you need to have it in your application. So this is my application, guys. So let me go to the pom.xml. As of now, what it is having, it is having the test, it is having the web and the Lombok and the Jupyter. Okay, so let me try to have it here. Okay, so let me write this in the here in readme. So basically Azure, what is that? Azure dependency. Okay, Azure dependency is coming from this, because why I'm doing all this is it's very easy for you guys to follow along. Okay, in the meantime, it is also try to download my services. Okay, this is done now. This is good. Okay, let me show you whether it's working fine or not, running fine or not. Now you could see it is. No, I started executing this. Okay, ideally it should work fine. Okay, then what I would like to you to do is follow this tutorial, guys, which is a extremely good tutorial to create it, create an account from the Azure. Also, complete CRUD operations you can do with the help of this tutorial. I followed this one only. Okay, this also I have kept in this description. Okay, so let's get started programmatically. Now you could see our application is up and running. That's good. Now few items we need to do. This configuration is a one-time configuration. So go to the application properties. Here what you can do is Azure dot um, storage dot container name, container dot name, and Azure dot storage dot connection string. Okay, so these items you need to get it. So here in our okay, let me create one test. If you go here okay, if you go to the container, if you come down a bit, no, sorry, here I guess, yeah, this one, emulator. If you come down a bit, you can see this one, right? Primary connection string. Okay, you can copy that, paste it over here. This will have the table endpoint, which we don't need. You can have it like this, there is no issue in having it, or you can remove that as well, not a big deal. Okay, so this is one, and the container name is as of now test. Okay, once this is done, we need to have the configurations. Okay, so for that, let me create a package called service in service, and also let me create a one more package called configuration. Okay, in this let's create a class called Azure Blob storage configuration. Okay, this, let me add this as a configuration. Okay, then let me get those two values which we have added already. Okay, so private string container name, connection string, right? So go here, Azure storage container name will go here, and Azure storage connection string will go here. Okay, you don't need to remember anything, guys, that I'm going to provide the entire thing in here, or else you can follow this tutorial as well, not a big deal. Okay, simply you can use both of them. Okay, then here let's create a bean here, which is nothing but public, um, this is important, blob service client get blob service client. Okay, here blob service client is equal to, let's say, service client is equal to new blob service client builder dot, with the help of the connection string, that we are going to build this guy. Okay, build client, right? So let me put one enter here. Connection string is coming from that place, so connection string and connection build a client. Then let's return this service client. Then there's a one more you need to do. This is service client, right? Then you need to have a container client as well, uh, bean as a bean. So public blob uh, container client, yes, is equal to get blob container client. Okay, so blob container client, nothing but container client is equal to, from the above existing method you can get this. Okay, dot get container client, yes. Okay, so container client is nothing but container name here, return container client. Okay, so this should help us, these two. Okay, this is nothing but our configuration. So now configuration is done. As I said, we are going to perform the CRUD operations, right? So let me create one interface here. I Azure Blob uh, storage, like that. Okay, so here this as a interface, because my service IMPL going to implement this interface. Okay, so let's say as of now is public void write as a one operation. All of them we will again try to change according to, sorry, which is nothing but update read and delete. Okay, so basically write is nothing but create only. Okay, so these are the operations that we are going to do. We are going to add a file, update, read and delete. Okay, here basically write will write the write into this. Let me add a file like this. Okay, this sort of operation it is going to do. So once it is written, what will happen? Simply we are going to get this path. So let me write as a string. So it is expecting string as a return type. Once it is written, then for update is nothing but also a string, the same. So update is nothing but on the same file we are going to change the contents, so we are going to use update here. So for read is nothing but we are going to read entire file, so I'm going to take as a byte away. And also there's a one more operation I missed out. Let's say like in this folder we are going to list all the files, so for that purpose I'm going to use uh, list also, list files, let's say. Okay, so all of them we are going to retain the file names, right? So since there were more than one, I'm going to use list with uh, string delete will have nothing, it will simply going to delete that. So this is our interface, guys. And also you can use one more thing, public void create container, public void delete container. These also you can use. Okay, here we have created test, right? This also you can do it with the help of SpringBoot, but I would suggest not to do in your real time, only for demo purpose I am showing this. Okay, then you have a service IMPL here. Okay, let's take one more thing, service IMPL as a package, IMPL. Inside this, let's take Azure Blob storage IMPL. Okay, this file we are going to implement. Before that, here only we are, okay, it interface, right? So basically what are the parameters it is going to accept, right? So right means what, we are going to add a file to the blob storage, so it should ideally have it, what is the file name that we are going to add, what is the contents that we are going to add, right? So similarly other operations as well, like update, read is like from which folder we are going to read. So for all of them what I will do is I'll create one Pojo class inside a model package. Here storage Pojo, or else you can keep storage as well directly. Okay, so this is going to have private string path, private string file name, and the data inside that. As I said, blob storage can have the bigger string files, anything, right? So for this purpose, if I keep as a file, then what will happen if I'm trying to read a string or trying to write a string, right? So in order to make it generic, what I will do is I'll take a input stream here, input stream as input stream. Okay, then here I will use lombok in order to generate setters and getters all args constructor, no args constructor. Okay, okay, done. Then this one will go to our storage here storage okay, let's for container we don't need to do anything. Okay, so let's go to our IMPL class directly, and here let's try to implement what our Azure storage. Okay, this will ask us to implement all the methods. Yes. Okay, before that we have two items in our configuration, right? So let's auto well those two items, this guy and one more. Okay, auto write blob service client, nothing but blob service client. Okay, similarly we need one more, which is container client, right? Auto write container client is nothing but container client, or else you can keep blob container client, which is going to be better naming convention. Okay, once you have all of them, you can start working on it. Let's create a container first here. Okay, and let me put few logs, and also here this is going to be service, and it is SL4JS. Okay, from the lombok directly. Cool. Now here I have the service client, right? So I am trying to create a container directly here, create blob container. Okay, it is going to ask me the container name. Okay, if you observe properly in an application file, we already have the container name, right, which we have used in configuration. Let me try to get the same thing here as well. Okay, okay, so let me copy this guy and keep it here. Okay, then log dot info, just say like container created. Okay, so here test is there, right? So let's try to delete this guy, and um, then when we are doing the our operations, we can create directly. Okay, then similarly you can delete this fellow. with the help of blob service client dot delete container with the container name. Okay, cool. This guy will go here, log dot info container deleted as a log. This is good to have. Okay, then you have, let's come here, write, read, update, list, all these items, right? So I have the blob container client, right? So let's go to the delete, which is easier to write here. Get, we are going to delete it, right? So get blob client here, basically blob client is equal to, so from which file you want to read, sorry, which file you want to delete. Okay, so path and file name you already have it, so that one I wanted to delete. Okay, so to do that, where is my configuration, sorry, here. Okay, so I can use storage file. So let's create a simple path as a variable. As of now, let's keep it like this. So this, to this I am creating a blob client. Blob client is nothing but our blob object here directly. Okay, and this client I can simply use to delete it. Okay, and you do a log here, log.info blob is deleted successfully. Okay, then how to get this path? I already have the storage, right? Let me create one reusable method like get path. Here return storage object. Okay, let's take this guy, storage object. Okay, return. Before doing that, what you can do is you can perform some null operations just to ensure that it is not there. If actually if you use string utils, that is a good one. So for that purpose, let me try to get Apache Commons IO. Hopefully this one only. Hopefully, I am also not sure. But that will perform a really good operation if you use string utils. So that is why I'm trying to get that. Let's see. It is trying to download here. In the down you could see. And here string utils. Uh, string utils. Yes, we got it. Dot is not blank. There is this operation. Yeah, this method. So storage dot get path ampersand of same operation with file as well, you can get it. Okay, get file name. Okay, then you can simply return file name. Okay, this guy now I can directly use it here. Get path of storage. Then with that path I can simply delete it. Okay, this is good. Now let's try to list the files. Okay, so for list as well I have the container client. So here container client dot directly you have the list. Okay, directly you can do this with the path directly. So what is the path that you have? Get path inside. Okay, that get path inside that path I am going to return, right? Here I have the list uh, blobs. Container client dot list list blobs hierarchy. This one is good. Yeah, then I have storage dot get path inside that path. So I need to give this. Okay, this is this page iterable something it will return, guys. So let's get into that method once and see. This guy, page iterable blob item. So let's keep it here. So blob list, and here let's perform for each operation blob inside blob list. Okay, and you can simply use list of string like blob list is equal to new array list. Okay, sorry, not blob names. Let's keep blob names list. Okay, and to this list I am trying to add the files. So I have blob dot get name. So all the list you get it here. From that you are going to iterate with the for loop, and you are going to get the blob name, and that blob name you are adding it to the list, and that list I'm going to return it directly. Okay, cool. Now I have two more operations to perform. Okay, add and update and write. Sorry, three more operations, right? Cool, no issue. I hope you guys are following up nicely. So write so write and update are very similar, guys. So let's try to do this directly. So here as well I need blob client. So blob is equal to blob container client dot get client of uh, here same string path is equal to get path, and you pass that as a parameter here. Okay, cool. Now what happened? Get path. Okay, storage, right? Now one second. Yeah, now let's resume again. So I have the blob here, and here blob dot I have upload. Now you could see I have the upload input stream I have. Okay, here I have input stream with storage dot get input stream, and here there's a one more operation I can do, false. Okay, overwrite is a one thing you have. So if you keep false, what will happen is if the file is already exist, if you are trying to add that file again, it will return an exception. Okay, so if you keep it true, it will replace the contents in a file. So we are doing update operation if you keep true over there. That's the only thing we have. Okay, then path, then come to the update, same sort of thing. Let's try to get the path so that we will know which location that we are going to uh, update the contents, right? Then the blob client is equal to blob container client dot get blob client of that particular path. Okay, then you are going to use blob dot client client dot upload of simply storage dot same thing. I was just typing it again so that I will get practiced. True. Here we are simply using override of true. Okay, then you can pass a path, or else what you can do is you can create as a separate reusable method, and you can use it at both places. I think that is a better approach, but that's fine for this demo purpose. Okay, so now you have the read operation. Read is nothing but what file you want to read. So again I need a path here. Then you need to get the blob client again, because individual blobs, right? So you need to get blob client container client dot get blob client of that particular path. Then this is little tricky, guys. Client dot, there is a one thing will be there, something called download contents, download to file, download stream, no, output stream you have, right? Here download stream is returning me what? Output stream, right? So let me keep output stream as output stream. Let's import this guy, output stream. Okay, just a minute, let me see here. I'm little confused here. So here you could see new byte stream download as an output stream. You could see here. Okay, these are the items. I have the blob client, right? So from that client, what you need to do, you need to okay, here this is client blob, up to you. So basically what I am doing, I am trying to download that with this stream, and that once it is downloaded, we are trying to convert it to the byte array, and we are returning that. Okay, this is little tricky, guys. So I hope you guys following me here, or else the other tutorial which I am also referring once in a while. Okay, so this is our service IMPL, which is done and dusted. This little heavy, on a heavier side, but that's okay. Any issue here? Okay. Okay, now we are cool. Now we need to test these items, right? You have created wonderful application, that is well and good, but how do you test? That is also very important. So you can create REST controllers and you can test over there, or with the help of integration test that we have here, you can use this as well. Not a big deal, but for demo purpose, since these are it, since these are at proper service level, I'm going to use the same thing here. Okay. Okay, so I have the test method here. Public void, let's say like write blob. So before to that, what I will suggest is use before each to create a public void create container. As I said, you can create a container as well, right? Programmatically, that also you can do here. So first, what you need to do, there are a few items I missed out. I need to figure that out as well. So first, auto write, which is nothing but Azure Blob, Azure Blob service, Azure Blob storage IMPL. This guy, okay. This is nothing but uh, storage IMPL. You can keep it like this, not a big deal. Okay, so before that, there is a one more thing I forgot to add, is if there is an exception, are we catching that? No. So I have exception method as well. You can keep exception here, or you can keep blobs. There is a one exception this guys will return, that is nothing but blob storage exception, right? Yes, this guy. Okay, storage exception. Then you have one more catch runtime exception. You can keep. Then in the finally you can keep exception. So these are the flow. Okay, now for exceptions purpose, what I will do is, let me create one package called exception. Okay, in this exception, let me create a one class called blob storage, or else let's keep Azure blob storage, Azure blob storage exception, which is nothing but extends exception class, and this is nothing but a custom exception I am doing. I'm creating a constructor and I'm calling the super class constructor here, so that I can use it here. Okay, so new uh, Azure blob storage exception with the exception name, that here get service message. Yes, and here same here as well. So new Azure Blob exception with e dot get message. Okay, same thing applies here as well. Okay, then the same thing goes everywhere, guys. I hope you guys are following up nicely here. Try in catch. Let me try to copy everything. First is blob storage exception, then runtime exception, then uh, exception. Try, then copy, and this will result changing in the method signature in our interface as well, but that's okay. This is what we really needed. Delete as well. In fact, for storage creation as well. Deletion as well. That's okay. Let's try to add them. Okay, cool. Now, what is left here? Anything else left? Here, this is everything is cool. Some sort of error it is showing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Now I have to change it everywhere, is it? Still here. Okay, right, fine, cool. No issues now. Now let's go to our last but not the least. Okay, here before each, what you can do is let's get this guy with create container, and container needs this name, right? So let's get this guy in create container. uh, Exception. Okay, here I'm going to get it from there. Okay, I don't need here then. Okay, this I don't need container name. I thought I need it, but I don't need it. For before each time I'm trying to do something like this. Okay, now what I need to do is, for demo purpose, I'll simply use write operation. So for write, I need to have the storage item, right? So let's create one more thing like storage get storage. Here I need to have string path, string file name, and string data. Here storage storage is equal to new storage of this. Okay, now storage dot set path, which is a path I'm getting from method signature. Similarly, storage dot set file name, I'm getting it from the method signature. There is a one thing before input stream. What I will do is string utils dot is not blank of data. If that's the case, then I can use storage set input stream of data. Then I can simply return this guy, which is nothing but storage file. Okay, this will be nothing but storage is equal to get storage. What is the file, what is the path that I need? Let's say like cust as a path, and what is the file name? cust1 dot txt, and what is the data? Let's say hello world. Okay, once this is there, then I can use storage, which is returning me Azure exception. So I'm adding that to the method signature. Then I need to have, so it is returning me the file name, right? So what I can do, I can use assertions here. So I can use something like assert dot, which is coming from assert j, which is part of our um, um, you know what spring test library. Okay, string let's say like write str here, write str dot equals is equals to. Okay, here I have the, I need to get the path as well, right? So simply use storage dot get path slash get file name, storage dot get file name. This you can write it as a reusable method, and you can try to get that, not a big deal. Okay, required type is right. What is right is doing string only, right? What I am doing here, string assert dot, wait a minute, assert that has, let's keep something like this instead of contains. Okay, let's not dig deep into this. This is secondary things. If I run this, what will happen? It should create one container with test, and then folder customer, then cust1 as a file with hello world as a test. Okay, okay, here here data, which I need to convert it to the string. Okay, so basically string to input conversion. Okay, um, how to convert string to input stream in Java. Yeah, I have the string. You see this guy, initial string is nothing but data. Byte away input stream, you try to import it, then Let's call this guy. Let's see. Oh, one more issue. Okay, now let's see. Now you could see test is a container got created, and inside that cust is a folder created. Inside that cust1 as a file got created. Assertions you can write it, yeah, not a big deal. Okay, into this what you can do is you can update as well. Let me show you that because it is little important. Update. Okay, so update str. Now I don't need this, or else what I can do is I can before each I have the after each as well. There I can simply delete that. Public void, that also you can do, not a big deal. Void delete container. Storage impl dot delete container. Okay, add the exception. Okay, now what you need to do is let me create the contents here. Hello world dot one into the same file. I'm trying to change the contents. Okay, so let me show the contents here. So inside this you should have hello world as a text. Okay, now what will happen with this text is first it will create a file with hello world as a blob. Then into the same blob it will change the contents to hello world. Okay, that's the purpose. So before do that, let's delete this guy, because in before delete we are doing creation, right? So now two things will happen. First, it will create a container, write a file, update a file. Let's not do the deletion because I wanted to show the output. It's a bigger one, guys, the 1 hour video. That's okay. Now let's refresh it. Not yet created. Refresh it. Not yet. Okay, it started. Now if I refresh it, is a 1, and inside this test here hello world 1 should be there, this content. Okay, let's see. You could see, got it, right? Now let's try to uh, delete this fellow. So simply use storage impl dot delete. Okay, delete with the same storage. Okay, so this should ideally delete. Before to that, let's me try to get the files, other list the files. No, storage impl dot list files with storage, and this is nothing but our list of strings, right? List files. List, you can try to import it here. Then let me add s out, up to you. You can, my better suggestion is log4j. It's okay, let me add log4j here, sl4j. Okay, only for the demo purpose, right? So let me keep s out, not a big deal. Delete. Then if you perform delete, what will happen? No file should be there. Before to that, let me try to storage impl dot get that file as well. Read that particular file, which is nothing but byte away in our case. Byte away. Read contents. This contents, let me put it into s out. Read contents, and I'm deleting it finally. Okay, so since I already have this fellow, let me try to delete it completely so that now let's run this. It's a bigger one, guys. uh, it should create a container. Container gets created. What container is there? File is already deleted, is it? Okay, so created, deleted. Let's go here, and you could see in list files we are getting the file, and this is a, since I have used that contents, right, byte away, right, so I got this, and it is deleted by this guy. Okay, that's why the file is not there. That's cool. So everything is working fine. Okay, only for the final time I want to show you the delete container as well. So let me delete this guy and run it again. Okay, so basically it will create a container, add a file, then it will delete the container end to end. Okay, so 2 minutes it should get completed. Hope you guys are following here. You don't need to worry about anything else. I am going to upload everything into this particular path so that you can view everything. Okay, so let's here refresh it. Now you could see it is executed. That means it created and it deleted the container with other operations being done. Okay, so that's it about the video. Hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. It's me, Karthik.